Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Haugen. Today we are going to continue with our lesson called What is Everything Made of? So last time we were together, we read through the book, and now we're going to be going through a few slides and see what they have for us now. All right, so the first slide we have here is the picture that we saw last time of our playground and all of the different objects that have different properties because they're made out of different materials. On the next slide here, we see that we're going to be using some materials that you might actually have in your home. So if it's something that you want to go find, something that you want to ask your family if you can borrow, just so you have something in front of you that you can touch and feel also. So we have here the top some wax paper. We have some pipe cleaners like we've used in the past in our classroom. We have clay, and any type of clay will do. You just need to kind of be able to look at it and feel it. At the bottom here is wax paper, any kind of cloth, so even your shirt that you're wearing is fine, some construction paper, sandpaper, a wooden block, a sponge, and then at the top here is cardboard. So those are the objects that we're going to be talking about, the materials that we're going to be talking about along with some properties that they have. So our question that we're going to be thinking about is, what is everything made of? So here in the picture of our playground, we talked a little bit about this when we were reading through our book, but I want you to think about, what do you see in this picture? And when we click here, it simply tells us there's a playground in a park. And you could even be a little more specific than that and talk about how you see a slide and tires and a little climbing structure over here, lots and lots of stairs. What materials do you see? So now that we see all of these objects, what are they made of? Think about that for a minute. The play structure is made of wood. The tires down here in the corner are made of rubber. A metal chain is next to the tires, and the green slide is made of plastic. So those are the materials that we see in our picture. And the last question says, how can you tell these materials apart? Think about that question. How can you tell those materials apart? Well, they have different colors. The slide is green. The play structure is a brownish color. The tires are black. Some of these things are shiny and some of them aren't. So the metal chain is pretty shiny, but the tires definitely not. If you could touch them, they would feel differently. So not only do they look different because they're different colors and some are shiny and some are not, but if you touch them, they would all feel very different. So I'm going to show you this video. It's super, super short, but I just want you to think about what you're seeing in this video. So here we go. There's no sound, you'll just have to look. So the idea they want us to think about is how this green stuff is slimy and gooey. In my opinion, gross. All right, so let's keep going here. So look at this material. Look at this picture that we saw from our story. So it says, look at the picture. I can't get it to go. What are some different materials that you see? So we talked about last time how the tires were made of rubber. This part right here is something different. The seat, something different. And his shirt, something different. So this gives us some different materials in the picture. The concrete, the metal part of the bicycle, the rubber tires, the leather seat, and his cloth shirt. Each material has different properties. As we work through our little game here at the end, we're going to learn about how, learn to describe the properties of different materials. So these are some examples of property words. So words like it's thick, or it's sticky, or it's yellow, or it's rough, or shiny. Colors are really good ones, so brown and blue. If something is soft or rough or full of holes. If it's clear, maybe you can see through it. If it bends, it's white and bright and hard. Something that you see could be stretchy, it could be thin, or fuzzy, or soft, or it could be just long. Those are some examples of properties of different materials. So again, we have the materials down here at the bottom, and I'm going to just keep going here because I think we're at the end. So I'm going to zoom over to my slides here. So we're going to play a quick little game called Guess the Material. So the materials that you'll be guessing are the 10 materials that I have here on the screen. So again, same materials we've been talking about: the pipe cleaner, the cloth, the wax paper, the wood cube, the foil, construction paper, cardboard, sandpaper, sponge, and clay. You might have even been able to find some of these in your house so you can actually see them and feel them on your own, which would be super amazing. So the first one you see here is, this material is hard. So the property that I'm looking for of this material is hard. So the first thing I want to do is go through and mark off everything that is not hard. For example, the cloth, not hard. Pipe cleaner, not hard. Wax paper, not hard. Now the cube is hard, so I'm going to keep it there. Foil, not hard. Construction paper, not hard. Sandpaper, not hard. Sponge, not hard. And I kept the cardboard because it could be hard. And I kept the clay because I know our clay in the classroom sure is hard. So right now we have 3 of our 7 materials that have the property of being hard. Now, I still have my 3 same materials, but this time we're going to think of a material that does not bend. So that's the second property this object has to have. So when I think about it, the cardboard could bend, so I have to cross that one out now. And really, that clay could bend too. I could bend it and break it and smush it around. So the clay does not fit into this category, which means the wood cube is the winner. It is the object that has the property of hard and it does not bend. Let's try one more. This material that I'm thinking of is thin. So take a look at all of those materials. This material is thin. So when I think about these materials, I want to cross out all the ones that are not to start with. So the wood cube, not thin. Clay, not thin. That's only 2. I could only cross out 2. The rest of these objects here are pretty thin, so I've got 8 objects left. The next property that I want to look at is soft. So I'll take out all the ones that are not soft to see how this works out. Sandpaper, definitely not soft. Cardboard, no, not soft. Construction paper, not really. Foil, no. Wax paper is not soft. So now I've got 3 objects left. Cloth, the pipe cleaner, and the sponge. They are all thin and soft. So my last property is full of holes. So pipe cleaner, not holes. Cloth, no holes, which means the object that has all of these properties is the sponge. The sponge was full of holes, it was soft, and it was thin. Boys and girls, I hope you learned a little bit more about what it means to, for everything to be an object made to be made of different materials, and how all of those objects and materials have different properties. So I hope you are all doing well, and I miss you a ton. I will see you guys soon.